Now at 9, a local nonprofit works to help the special needs community. A look on how the community can get involved.
And the last functional hospital in Gaza was struck by an airstrike. Learn how this impacts Gaza City.
Next, Russia struck the city of Sumy during Palm Sunday services. Find out the damage to the Ukrainian city.
Plus, an act of arson was committed on the home of the Pennsylvania governor. We have the details.
We are tracking warmer temperatures and rain chances this weekend. NewsLink starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for our final week of shows for the semester. I'm Abby Erdman.
And I'm Lily Taveras. As we begin our last week of shows this semester, we just want to thank you, our audience, for all of your support.
A local organization is making a positive impact on the community but can't do it on their own. NewsLink Indiana's Amelia Winter has more.
Special Prom for Special People is what this nonprofit organization's motto is. I'm Amelia Winter, and I spoke to Leanne and Mindy to learn more about this organization. In 2014, the Special Needs Prom event was canceled, and with $1,000, Leanne and Mindy put together their own Special Needs Prom event and have continued ever since, becoming a nonprofit in 2018.
We realized, being mothers of special needs individuals, that once they're out of school, there really is nothing for them to do. It was like a lost society, and it broke our hearts. And we knew we had to do something to make them part of the community.
Last year, their prom had over 900 attendees. However, when the COVID-19 pandemic happened, the Delaware County Special Needs Prom nonprofit took a hit, especially with funding.
We don't have the funds because everything we do is 100% free. If the money's not there, then we have to start cutting events. And I can't imagine telling someone, I'm sorry, we can't do the picnic this year, we don't have the money.
Not only is funding important for this organization, but to be fully supported by the community and the Muncie City Council.
I want to be seen by them. I want to send the invitations to these higher ups in Muncie, and I want them to come. I want them to support us, like we're important too.
Leanne and Mindy's main goal for their nonprofit is to make everyone feel welcomed, no matter who they are.
We have events where they're all welcome. They can do everything they want to do, and they're accepted. It's a safe environment. We control the setting so they don't have, issues. And it is the best night, promise, the best night, full of joy and acceptance, and they're seen. It's all about them.
To get involved in the Delaware County Special Needs Prom nonprofit organization, you can donate through money or clothes, volunteer work, or simply spreading the word about this organization so events like these can happen. In Muncie, Amelia Winter, NewsLink, Indiana.
The special Oscars themed prom is taking place on Saturday, May 10th. For more information and opportunities, visit delcospecialneedsprom.org. Absolutely beautiful weather today, Lily. I mean, it was so nice.
It was gorgeous, and even the wind wasn't that bad.
No.
The sun was out. Even coming here, like at dinner time around 6.
I usually don't wear dresses because I'm just so cold.
Yeah.
And today I was like, I'm actually going to wear a dress today.
Yes, I'm hot today.
I know, I was a little warm.
Yeah.
But I was so beautiful. I even went outside and ate lunch today.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It's definitely a serotonin boost, and I really hope it stays.
100%. Well, we're going to take our first look at weather with Aaliyah.
Thank you, Abby and Lily. We do have warmer temperatures out there for this time of year. 58 in Muncie right now, 57 in Lafayette, 56 in Indianapolis, and 58 down in Terre Haute. However, these temperatures are going to decrease as a cold front moves through this evening, but those warmer temperatures should return this weekend. So here is what we are tracking. We are tracking a breezy Tuesday, a temperature warm up, and weekend rain chances.
Thank you so much, Aaliyah. An Israeli airstrike yesterday destroyed part of the last fully functioning hospital in Gaza. No casualties were reported from the strike, but the Anglican Church of Jerusalem, who runs the hospital, said a boy with a head injury died in the rushed evacuation of patients. They say they only received a warning 20 minutes before the strike and were forced to take patients into the streets. Sections of the hospital, including the emergency room and reception area, were extensively damaged. Israel's defense forces say that they struck a, quote, a command and control center used by Hamas. Hamas denied the allegation the hospital was being used for military purposes.
Local officials say at least 32 people were killed in a Russian strike on the northeastern city of Sumy. 2 ballistic missiles hit the city center where people were attending Palm Sunday services yesterday. That's one of the busiest church-going days of the year. Russia has increased air attacks and missile strikes on the Sumy region in recent weeks as it has pushed Ukrainian forces out of much of the adjoining Russian territory of Kursk. Its forces have also occupied a few small settlements just inside the Sumy region.
Police have arrested a 38-year-old man in connection with an arson at the residence of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro over the weekend.
The suspect, a Harrisburg resident, was arrested yesterday.
The attack happened early yesterday morning as Shapiro and his family slept inside. Fire crews responded to the blaze around 2 a.m. and extinguished the flames. The governor said he, his wife, their 4 children, and 2 dogs, and another family were safely evacuated. Images of the aftermath show destroyed furniture, ash-covered floors, and some remnants of the Passover dinner the governor hosted Saturday night.
This individual was trying to deter me from doing my job as your governor. Rest assured, I will find a way to work even harder.
Prosecutors charged the man arrested with attempted murder, terrorism, and aggravated arson, among other charges. The suspect could also face federal charges. The governor said yesterday the motive wasn't yet known.
Sean Diddy Combs pleaded not guilty to new charges today during an arraignment in New York. The rap mogul was charged with trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution earlier this month. Authorities say these actions allegedly took place between 2021 and 2024. Combs is now facing a total of 5 federal charges. He had already pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution related to 3 victims. His trial is scheduled for early May, but his attorneys indicated they asked for a delay.
Harvard University is standing up to the President Trump's demands that the school enact policy changes or face cuts of nearly $9 billion in federal funding. Today, President Alan Garber released a statement that said the university will not comply with the administration's demands. Harvard received a letter from a federal task force last week stating federal aid is conditional on the university reducing the power students and faculty members have over the university's affairs. The Trump administration wants Harvard to evaluate each academic department to ensure each one is providing diverse viewpoints. A group of Harvard professors is also suing the Trump administration over the threats to block funding. Coming up, a group of small businesses are suing the Trump administration. Learn why they're filing this lawsuit.
And some are fearing a decline in the job market. Stay with us to learn what this could mean for unemployment.
Hey, boss. Okay?
Said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost these.
You can talk to me.
It's been really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life. Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started. Find your place in space. Space for all.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. A group of small U.S. businesses are fighting back against President Donald Trump's tariff authority. Liberty Justice Center filed a lawsuit in the U.S. Court of International Trade. The suit argues Trump's tariffs are illegal under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. The legal advocacy group is representing 5 small businesses who claim they've been severely harmed by the tariffs. The lawsuit states the IEEPA gives the president authority to impose emergency economic power in response to a threat to national security or the economy. However, the group believes Trump's criteria in this case has not been met.
Many Americans are worried about the U.S. job market. According to a survey from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, 44% say they believe the national unemployment rate will rise this year. That's the highest response to that question since April 2020, which is shortly after the COVID-19 pandemic emerged. Nearly 16% of those polled also said they have concerns about their own jobs.
I'm tracking a breezy Tuesday. Stay tuned after the break.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. After going on sabbatical last semester, one Ball State professor used his time away to work on his book about storm chasing. NewsLink Indiana's Wyatt Mayer sat down with Professor Dave Call for more.
When part of the workforce, it isn't uncommon for employees to take leave from their jobs in order to take time to focus on themselves. However, Dave Call, a PhD holder and meteorology professor at Ball State, used his time to create a book on his hobby in storm chasing.
Somebody, when I was writing that book, had suggested maybe writing about some of my storm chasing experiences, and I thought that was a pretty good idea. People love weather and weather stories and more information about how storms work. So it sounded like something that I would have the ability to do that not many other people could.
The journey to writing his book did not come easy, though. After battling a fight with cancer, Call cannot express how grateful he is to be back in class sharing the news of his book.
When you lose your ability to walk, your ability to work, and then you get those things back, the way you get them back is because you just get such support from friends, colleagues, family, and the students. So I'm full of gratitude.
As a professor, it means the world to him to see his students show up to learn more about his journey to writing his book.
It was really fulfilling last semester to work on writing my book. I missed the students, and it's been great to be back with them this semester. And I guess they missed me since they came out to this talk, didn't get enough of me in class.
Dave Call will continue to write his book on storm chasing throughout the summer. In Muncie, Wyatt Mayer, NewsLink, Indiana.
Call's book will not only be telling stories from his years of storm chasing, but it will also provide information on how storms work. Now, Aaliyah, that's actually one of your professors, right?
Yes, he is.
So that's so cool. I always think, like, storm chasing is one of my favorites. Like, I think it's so cool. And the weather today was beautiful.
Yes, it was. It made me so happy. I just feel like it's too good to be true. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Definitely. I mean, with final week coming up, so much serotonin boost.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but let's take a look at those current temperatures outside. Right now, it is pretty warm for this time of year right now. We got 58 degrees in Muncie, 57 in Lafayette, 56 in Indianapolis, and 65 down in Evansville. Now, although those temperatures are pretty warm right now, they are going to decrease as we move throughout the evening. We are at a 2-degree decrease from that temperature we were experiencing yesterday. And you can see Indiana is pretty much split down the middle between this cool air coming from the east and that warmer air to the west. And this is going to make temperatures decrease as we go throughout this evening with that cold front coming in. You can see tonight's low. They do drop pretty significantly from what we have been experiencing, with tonight's low being 46 degrees. A partly cloudy night overall. Like I said, those winds coming from the west, bringing in that cool air at 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. And although those temperatures will be cool, it's going to be a great day to walk your dog. This is perfect weather when I walk my dog. He does get overheated very easily, so this nice 50-degree for the high tomorrow is perfect for us. Starting off at 8 a.m., 45 degrees, warming up to 48 by noon and 49 by 4 p.m. Now, with these more spring-like temperatures, we do have some wind gusts coming in. 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if you do decide to walk your dog, make sure you are just being cautious of that. They do die down slightly as we go throughout the afternoon, but still 25 miles per hour at 6 p.m. But they will die out by the early hours of Wednesday morning, down into the single digits by Wednesday, 4 p.m. So the very early hours, not much wind going on Wednesday. Now, although the temperatures are decreasing due to that cold front tonight, they will start to increase as we go throughout this week. You can see tomorrow's high 51 and then all the way up to 77 degrees for that high on Friday. Now, with that, it will bring in some warm, moist air that could cause a possibility for some rain chances. However, those warm temperatures should stick around for the next 6 to 10 days. This is April 20th through the 24th. You can see most of central all the way to the eastern side of the United States has a probability of experiencing temperatures above that average. And just the northwest coast is below average for this time of year, the next 6 to 10 days. And you'll see this reflected for us here in Muncie. You can see those temperatures, like I said, getting up to 77 degrees on Friday. But that warm, moist air is going to bring in some rain chances and a possibility for a thunderstorm or two on Friday evening into Saturday morning. That Easter Sunday forecast is looking pretty good for that temperature. However, some chances of rain from Friday all the way to Monday. The lows are staying above the freezing point, so we are getting into more of that spring-like weather. You can see starting off next week with 72 as the high, so definitely back into the 70s next week. And with finals coming up, we can study outside.
Oh my God,
Yes.
I love studying outside.
Yes,
and
me too.
I live by Botswana, so we have like all those trees for my hammock.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I was gonna say, bring out the hammock.
Bring out the hammock, and I have a
I've been
little cute
waiting.
little picnic blanket that is waterproof.
Yes.
So even with that
Okay.
rain,
Yeah.
I'll still be outside.
Definitely, yeah.
And your dog is
I know,
so
thank
cute.
you.
How
Yeah,
old
he's
is
the
he?
best. He's 4.
Aw.
He just turned 4.
He's
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah, I know. He's so sweet.
And this nice weather, I think it's just nice for everybody. And I also just love like being able just to sit outside. And they also been cutting the grass this week.
It smells wonderful.
Right?
Campus. Yes, I
It's
love it.
One of my favorite smells. And I'm excited for the Friday weather because I'm going home
Oh,
this weekend
yeah.
for Easter.
Yeah.
So we're an outside family.
Oh, me too. Yeah, we're having a cookout.
Oh,
I'm
and
so
70,
excited.
it's gonna be like 72, or around there. So it's
It was
gonna be
65 or 64 on Easter, but then getting up into the 70s on
That
Monday.
is gonna be so nice.
That is so nice. And all the flowers are starting to come.
Oh,
the
yeah.
trees are blooming.
Yeah, my mom was planting our garden this morning.
I'm excited. We have like a lilac one at home.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. But thank you so much,
Yes,
Aaliyah.
thank you.
There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jackson White has a preview of your sports.
Yep, thanks guys. Learn what happened at the Ball State Football Spring Showcase and find out what Indy team is getting set for the playoffs. All this next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows.
Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures. Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jackson White with sports. The Ball State football team had their annual spring showcase this past weekend. NewsLink Indiana's Camden Jackson hit the shoe for more.
Camden Jackson and Ball State just wrapped up its annual spring showcase event. The team looks to take this opportunity to grow and become better for the fall. The Ball State Football Spring Showcase is a chance for the football team to show Ball State football fans what they have been working on throughout the spring. First-year head coach Mike Uramovich says that the biggest thing he learned is that the team works hard and that they're going to be competitors.
They're going to compete and play hard. They've done everything we've asked them to do, which is all you can ask as a coach. So.
The football team underwent a coaching change after last season. Senior quarterback Kyle Kelly says that so far the biggest change from last season was just starting from scratch and having to grow together due to learning new offensive schemes.
Basically started from scratch. So everybody started from the same level coming in. So I think that was the biggest difference, is just having to grow together. Like we said, it's kind of like everybody's coming in starting as a freshman, because new offense, nobody knew what to expect, nobody knew what the lifts would be like, anything. So just leaning on each other and just becoming one big family.
Several new faces joined the Cardinals this offseason through the transfer portal, including quarterback Walter Taylor III from Colorado. While adjusting to life in Muncie, Taylor says that the slower pace has actually helped him stay focused.
I feel like here, there's nothing to do here, so like I'm pretty locked in just on football. Like there's no outside distractions.
The Cardinals season kicks off on August 30th at Purdue. In Muncie, Camden Jackson, NewsLink Indiana.
Taking it from the turf to the greens, Roy McIlroy is finally coated in green. After almost 11 years since his last major victory at the 2014 PGA Championship, McIlroy has won his first Masters. The 35-year-old entered the final day with a two-stroke lead over Bryson DeChambeau. After McIlroy missed a putt to bogey in the 18th hole, he was set for sudden death playoff with Justin Rose. He wouldn't make the same mistake on the 18th again, sinking his birdie putt and claiming the green jacket, finally competing the career Grand Slam after a decade of trying.
That was all relief. There wasn't much joy in that reaction. It was all relief. And then you know, the joy came pretty soon after that.
Shooting things over to the NBA, the Indiana Pacers will face the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the NBA playoffs. The Pacers claim the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference after eclipsing 50 wins for the first time since 2014. This match is against the Bucks is a rematch of last year's first round, where the Pacers would top the Bucks 4-2. The Pacers will turn towards stars Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton to repeat last year's result. Game 1 of the 7-game series takes place this Saturday, April 19th at Gamebridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. But yeah, Pacers fans, I mean, it's a good time at Indianapolis. Pacers going to the playoffs. Downtown's going to be really nice this week, so it should be interesting.
It's going to be warm. I'm so excited.
Yes, no more coats
No more,
in the city.
No more coats. Also, Rory, congratulations, 17 times he's been there.
Yeah, speaking of coats, the green jacket was put on by Rory this weekend. That was a really cool thing.
I actually really love that green jacket. I kind of want one, but I don't golf.
Well, you kind of got to win the golf championship to get that green jacket.
Yeah, it's going to take me a minute, so I think we should just get...
Yeah, we
should
can
share
get matching
we
green
should-
jackets.
Yeah, I think the next time we get on. But yeah, I'm so excited. So thank you so much, Jackson.
Yep, thanks.
An aerospace company launched a special crew this morning, a look into how they made history.
And one final look at your weather. Don't go anywhere.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Blue Origin made history this morning when it launched a new Shepard rocket with an all-female crew. The 6 women on board included journalist Gayle King, music artist Katy Perry, Blue Origin owner Jeff Bezos' fiancée Lauren Sanchez, film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, former NASA rocket scientist Asia Bowe, and bioastronautics research scientist Amanda Wynn. The crew went on a fully autonomous 11-minute journey above the internationally recognized boundary of space. This is the first all-female flight crew since Valentina Tereshkova's solo flight on a Soviet spacecraft in 1963. What an amazing thing to see, an all-female crew. And it was like 10 minutes?
Yes, it was so fast. I think it was, they said 5?
She
was up there for 5 minutes.
Back down.
But we love to see the all-female crew.
Yes,
Lovely.
us.
Literally,
yeah.
Let's get a final look at weather with Leah.
Yeah, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. We do have a cold front coming in tonight, causing temperatures to decrease for tomorrow, but they'll pick right back up for Wednesday and then increase up to a high of 77 on Friday. That warm, moist air is going to cause a 70% chance of rain and possibility for thunderstorms Friday evening into Saturday morning. Slight chance of rain on Sunday for your Easter Sunday, but a good temperature, and then warming back up into the 70s by the beginning of next week with just a slight chance of rain.
Well, it's going to be really warm, so I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Aaliyah.
Thank you.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page, YouTube channel, and WCRD 91.3.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.